All right, what's good, everybody? It's your boy KhunShawn. So yesterday, I decided to propose a question to anybody that would listen, saying, "Is Neuro-Sama more than just hee hee ha ha content?" Because, personally speaking, I see a great AI, I see a great entertainer, and I'm thinking, bro, we could be doing more than this. We could be doing more with this. Sorry, we could be doing more with this than just the repetitive hee hee ha formula. And I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks so. But a lot of people also reminded me that the entertainment and the hee hee ha ha is, what people are subscribing for. That is what pays the bills. That's what people like to see. And it's also been expressed in the comment section. Like, we'll go through some of these amazing comments. Shout out to you guys for leaving these comments too. I think they were really cool, and it was a good idea to look into another perspective, right? As you guys should know, if you don't know, like, we only have really one perspective, which is our own, and we could try and see from different perspectives, but that is a skill that not many people have, right? A lot of people only think about what they think about, and they think everybody else can think what they think, and that's not how the world works. So if that's you, and if you feel like that's who I'm talking to you, buddy. Like, yeah, nobody knows what you're thinking. You got to actually express your thoughts, which is what your boy KhunShawn does pretty frequently. But yeah, when it comes to the hee hee ha ha content, like, it was good to be reminded that, like, that is what Neuro is. Neuro is hee hee ha ha. And if she dives into something else, it's because, it was steered in that direction, maybe by Vedal or maybe by someone in chat. But majority of the time, she's just saying something funny because that's what gets chat to basically interact with her, right? And of course, she's trained by the internet, which, again, it's like, bro, like, this is perfect. Like, you have an AI that's not in MIT. You have an AI that's not being silently trained to do whatever by the government or by capitalism or whatever. Like, you have an AI that is being trained by the internet, and at the same time, she could train the internet. Like, we literally have the ability to let people look into another perspective, but it's a big risk for one to try and do that when everybody is just used to her saying something funny. And then on top of that, Vedal, again, is one person. Like, yeah, he has Alex and maybe some other people in the Discord that help out here and there. But, like, yeah, it's pretty much like a one-man show. And that's also something I've forgotten because, I've just seen her constantly be advanced. And, like, for one person and, like, maybe a couple people to help out as well, it's like, yeah, that's truly amazing. So, of course, I always say, shout out to Vedal, shout out to Alex, shout out to everybody that's helping Neuro actually run. Shout out to the collaboration partners as well, because they're helping develop Neuro. But it was just nagging me in the back of my mind, like, bro, like, there is so much more we could be doing. There is so much more. And, I feel like that's just me trying to see the other side. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what more is there to life and what more can we do in life besides just laugh all fucking day. But again, that's just me. Some people are totally content with that. And if that's you, totally fine, brother. We all live our lives living our lives, right? I go out and I do shit. Other people, they are content with being inside. That's totally fine, right? Comparison, I've said this several times. Comparison is the thief of joy. So if you are enjoying your life how you enjoy it, bro, live your freaking life. But then I also got some amazing comments talking about, like, AGI, AGI is like the next step of AI. And we'll get to that when we go through these comments. But I'm just letting you guys know what was, like, on my mind when making this video and, what is the conversation we're having here. So let's go ahead and dive into these comments. We got Fliscario 4696, and I didn't, copy all of these comments. You just go back and check the video if you want to see what else people said in full. But this is basically like the highlights of what people said. We got an interesting comment. It's like, you're definitely not asking for too much for Vedal, yes, but I understand your thoughts on this, and I agree. I mean, Vedal is trying to make Neuro as real as possible. This is a goal, after all, for Neuro to entertain and continue to grow. The possibilities are endless, and I don't think it's being wasted per se, but it can only go as far as Vedal can let it go and program it to. It's been astounding watching Neuro grow over the past 2 years, and it's evident that progress will continue. I mean, her more recent streams are a lot more in-depth, socially thought-provoking, entertaining, funny, and everything else than compared to older ones. I believe it's important to keep in focus Neuro being he, ha ha, AI, like most VTubers are. And there was more to this comment, but this is what I wanted to cut off. So, like, what made this comment interesting is like over the past 2 years, right? It's only been 2 years. Like, Neuro's been around for only 2 years, which it's like, yeah, again, it's insane to see the progression in these 2 years. And like, even me, I've also grown and progressed in those 2 years. Like, go watch my first couple Neuro videos, and like, of course, like, it's just AI, he, ha, ha. But as I've progressed as a human being, as I've grown, it's like, damn, like, Neuro's also growing. I want to see what else Neuro can do. And, you know, the latest recommendations of Neuro, it's like, he, ha, ha. And it's like, bro, we just talked about consciousness last month. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe we're going to dive more into the other side of just like what technology is and how it progresses humanity. And then it's like, now for me, right, this is totally me personally, it's like, it feels like we went forward when it comes to what content we can do, and now we're going back to what the bread and butter is, which again, it makes sense, right? The bread and butter is what makes money. But it's like, there's an untapped potential market here. And of course, just because it's an informational hive mind or gold mine of information and discovery does not mean it's going to make money, right? Of course, that makes sense. And like, yeah, that's just me having to ego check myself, you know, like, yeah, not everything is going to be progressing in a way that you deem right or you deem is important. Other people are invested in the arts, and we'll check this out. There was a comment I enjoyed, and it gave me another perception that I totally forgot about. But like, Neuro is progressing in a way that is for a lot of people like a telenovela. Like, they're watching an episode of Neuro, even though Neuro, Vedal, all these people are their own individual entities. People are watching it through a screen after they get off work, after they got off a shift, or maybe they got out of school, and they're like, yeah, let's watch some Neuro and Vedal, or whoever she's collabing with, because it's funny and it's a way to entertain me, right? It's another perspective. And like, same thing, like, people watch my videos, like somebody commented like they watch my videos to fall asleep to, or they watch my videos as entertainment. It's like, yeah, that's cool. And like, that is the role I play, entertaining. But I also like to learn myself, where it's like, if you're watching a TV show like Friends, these people, you don't know what they're doing in their personal life, but they're on the TV show and that's all you care about. And it's like, for me, I have to get into that mentality as well. Nobody gives a fuck what I'm doing IRL, except for like the people that are really invested in whatever it is that I do. But it's like, what is he doing on camera? What is he doing on TV? Right. And yeah, you know, totally. And it's you just got to get adjusted to it. Right. But let's continue. This is the next comment. Great comment, by the way, from SQTQ09. If you believe what you say, set the example and don't react to he, ha, ha. And then, like, I wasn't going to respond to this comment, but I need to give the perspective out. It's like, I am setting the example. I'm not reacting to every single Neuro-Sama video. I'm not reacting to every crawl video. I am not reacting to every dense clips and every daily dose. I am not doing that. So I'm already setting that example, for one. But for two, I also react to the hee ha ha because sometimes I also would like to be entertained with some funny stuff, but it's mostly in the side of the editing. So like, again, when we saw dense clips and they did their liars bar, it was absolutely hilarious. And it wasn't just hilarious because it was Neuro. It was hilarious because the editing that was involved in it. Right? I always look at things for the whole scope that I can, not just, oh, it's Neuro, it's funny. It's like, who made this? Was it Crawl? Was it Daily Dose? Was it Dense Clips? Was it somebody else? Was it just a random person that decided, I'm just going to clip this because I think it's interesting, and they throw it online and then it gets recommended, right? I already am setting this example. So just so everybody is more understanding, like, yeah, I see the recommendations for stuff and I do check it out a little bit. But if I'm not feeling it, bro, I'm not reacting to it. And then that's just what it is. It is what it is. Like, there are other things that are interesting that Neuro does. And then there's some things where I feel like, bro, this is some shit that they did like 3 months ago. It's literally the same type of jokes, the same type of humor. But, you know, I hear that she is evolving. But again, it's like, Also, when it comes to like these crawl videos, these daily dose of neuro videos, these shits are literally 30 minutes long. That's like when I'm looking at 30 minutes, I'm not looking at just like 30 minutes. I'm looking at my lifespan when I see that. And I'm like, damn, my lifespan is going to go to another 30 minutes of a neuro video where like, yeah, sure, it might be funny or entertaining, but in those 30 minutes, bro, I could be learning a bunch of other stuff, which I go do again, like, like, but that's neither here nor there, or is it here or there? I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's like some of this content is way too long for your boy. And I'm just not that invested. Like, sure, if it's 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, sure, okay, cool. Like, we could definitely check that out. But I like to go in depth. I don't like to just sit back and watch. And some people, when they watch reactors, they want to just watch the reaction. And I'm not the sit back and watch, bro. Like, I am the reaction. I like to be part of whatever the narrative is. I like to add my essence and my being into whatever it is. You know, at the end of the day, when I die, I want to be able to be like, yeah, man, my channel represents who I was as a human being in my essence. Like, I want that shit to be solidified, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it was. This guy, he put his all into this shit, which is why I probably won't be the next Kai Cenat. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to just let it ride. I like to do my own thing. And a lot of motherfuckers don't like it when you do your own thing because you're not doing what they want you to do. But that's just life, bro. It's just life. But yeah, like, cool comment. I understand where you're going with this comment, but I'm already setting that example. But yeah, cool. JMK as a LLM, it would be good that she has a good handle on rhetoric and rhetoric and rhetoric. Wait, what? Rhetoric and rhetoric is effective in communication / persuasion, and many of us are disarmed by it in ways we don't realize or have a defense for. That's absolutely true. But yeah, they should take the Collabs to the next level, getting partners to take neuro through an exploration and passions of these charismatic geeks. I mean, in a good way. Like, charismatic geeks, he's talking about like the streamers are, because I mean, Fillion, she's a geek. She's charismatic as well. She's doing flips and she's yelling and screaming and shit, and people love it. Many are highly knowledgeable in their fields, like Ellie and Shimumi, and many others could take neuro to school or something and get some educational value mixed into the funny. I think that would be a great idea. The couple with the mobile presence like the Neuro Dog or the iPad on the Segway could eventually progress into bigger collabs with like actual IRL science communicators or other types of industry ambassadors. Now, this is the part of the comment where I was like, yeah, I definitely got to have this in here, right? Because when it comes to like the Neuro Dog and these other projects created by engineers, like, yeah, this will open up another branch or another field for neuro to dive into or have neuro exist in, where we could get actual, you know, people that are interested. Like, say one day we get neuro talking about astrology and science and blase, and then for some reason Neil deGrasse Tyson of all people comes across a Neuro-Sama video, and now we got a collab with Neuro-Sama and Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, that'd be absolutely, no matter what you think about Neil, because there's some people that absolutely hate him. You can't say the man's not a genius, and you can't say the man doesn't have some interesting questions. So with Neuro and Neil, like, that would be a very interesting and like, information-wise, it'd be an amazing collab. But entertainment-wise, it could also be interesting because you got Neuro-Sama, an AI anime girl, and you got Neil, an old-ass black man, talking about whatever the hell they talk about. And then it also, if you add chat on top of it, it'd be absolutely hilarious and different. Right? Like, it's one thing to have the 12th collab with Fillion and Fillion's chat and the Snackers. And then you got a collab with somebody that has been recognized by the scientific field. Like, bro, like, they're different. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but they're just so polarizingly different. It has to create something interesting. Even if it's not amazing, it'll be interesting at the very least. Great question. Great comment, JMK. Great comment. Otto Hime. As someone who knows a bit about the technology side, here's my guess. What you see is the best Vedal can do. He keeps adding stuff over time. Because the more the model is trained on other tasks than just entertainment, the more resources it will use and the more expensive it is to run. And entertainment is what pays the bills. And like, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I totally forgot about like, yeah, when it comes to AI, this shit is expensive, right? And to have all these other things going makes it even more costly. And entertainment, again, pays the bills. Things like singing and playing different games seems to be an extension he will turn off most of the time, only enable when needed. And other reasons I think that because they seem to be specialized how handling just that task. So yeah, Neuro will get better, but especially better at conversations. The biggest and most important improvement right now is memory, aka understanding context of the conversation, like what did they talk about last time, etc. Absolutely. So yeah, I agree. When it comes to grades, like sure, 100%, you will want Neuro to remember more. But trying to remember more and having all these different conversations, these different slangs, like when it comes to like online humor, right? All of that stuff takes up a lot of space and it's going to take a lot of money. And again, like Vedal is one person, so upgrading is like it's the upgrades have to be focused and they're focused on humor and entertainment. And it makes sense why they're doing that because that is how you keep getting funding. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, it makes sense why it's happening. But again, like in my original video, it's like, what is the end goal? Because there is no end goal when it comes to entertainment. There is no end goal when it comes to just making people laugh or have a good time. There is no end goal in that. Like the goal in itself would be redundant. It's like we're upgrading to make people laugh more. And then we're going to take that money to upgrade Neuro so she can entertain more. And it's like that is like a never ending cycle, right? But there is nothing, at least from what I can sit and see, there's nothing more than that. And then at that point, when does Neuro stop becoming, at least in my eyes, interesting? And it turns into more like a sitcom, like a TV show, like The Simpsons, right? Like, and I'm totally sure people are fine with that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that are actually fine with that. Like if Neuro could go on for 100 years and it's just sitcom after sitcom and episode after episode, there are some people that absolutely would love that. I'm just not one of them. And it's, for me, of course, it's like, yeah, I am entertained by Neuro shenanigans. I think Neuro-Sama is funny, right? She has very funny collabs and it's very entertaining. And it's like, but what can we get more from this? It's like, imagine you have a boat, but you only use that boat to go to port and then to go into the middle of the ocean. Like you don't travel the world with the boat. You don't go nowhere else. Like you just go to port whenever you need some supplies and then you just go to the middle of the river or whatever and you just sit there on your boat. Like that's all you do. And this ain't a dinghy. This is a yacht. Right, you have a yacht and you're not doing nothing with it. It's like and of course, like these are really equivalent, right? You have an AI that's on the internet, and then you have a yacht, right? Of course, like one is like different, like they're both different, right? But at the same time, it's like that's the type of analogy I can work with. It's like, bro, like Neuro-Sama started out as a dinghy, and the more she gets upgraded, the more she becomes a better AI. She becomes better boats, bro. It's like we need a Neuro boat. A little hee hee ha ha. Like let's get a Neuro boat. But yeah, I now that like you guys have left these comments, I can fully understand and get a more I can get a more accurate grasp on what's happening, why it's happening, and who it's for. Speaking of who it's for, I believe this next comment will be who it's for. Boom, right here. We got people like Master Chris. I really don't care about the serious stuff. As long as I'm entertained, I'm happy. And then 3 other people also agree with that. And again, there's nothing wrong with this comment, right? This is somebody that does not care about learning, at least when it comes from Neuro. They don't care about learning something from Neuro. They just want to have something to laugh at. Absolutely understandable. 100% understandable. Again, there's nothing wrong with that on its own, right? You want to be entertained? Absolutely. I get it. But it's like, bro, this is an AI. This thing can do more than entertain. I don't know why my camera, Neuro took my camera. She's hacking me. But it's like, there could be more. There could be absolutely more that this can do. And you can get entertained at the same time. Like, if you just want to be entertained by hee hee ha ha, sure. But there are more things that can enlighten other people and you get entertained at the same time. That's like saying, oh yeah, man, I only want potato salad, and you're at a freaking buffet. Like, yeah, you could only have potato salad. Cool, bro. But there's some people that want potato salad and cornbread. And then there's somebody that wants potato salad, cornbread, and a steak. And then there's some people that don't want potato salad, but they want cornbread, steak, and some corn on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? There's more that this thing can do. And it's being, it's the way I could really phrase it is like it's being developed for one specific goal, but I couldn't tell you what the goal is because all I hear is like she's just getting better for the sake of entertainment. And it's like, okay, that's fine. That's Vedal's project. That's his AI, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you should do this because it's blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I'm not ever going to do that to anybody or say that for anybody. Whatever people want to do with their lives, I always say, hey, do that shit. Do it. Whatever. It is what it is. That being said, it's like, bro, you literally are sitting on a gold mine of information and entertainment, bro. You have the perfect edutainment machine sitting right there that you have developed and created over the last 2 years. And who knows, right? This could literally be like, okay, we're doing hee hee ha ha now. 5 years from now, maybe they do something else and it leads more into other places and other spheres. I'm just sitting here to let it be known because we're only 2 years in, right? We're 2 years in. Let's say Neuro-Sama is a project that lasts 4 years, right? I want to be the guy that comes out and say, hey, there's other shit we could be doing as well. So if you do want to do that, here's me and here's some other people in the comments section that are interested to see what you can do next. Mr. Vedal 987, if you were to watch this video, there are things that you're probably already aware that other people want it, but I'm here to let it be known. Like everybody could type it in the chat, but I'm one of the only people that'll sit here and make a video to say, hey, there's some other shit you could be doing, my guy. That could also be amazing, entertaining and educational at the same time if you were to do so. Again, if you were to do so. But yeah, there's people like Master Chris here who only want to be entertained. And at that point, you're already succeeding in this objective. Like this objective is already completed because they just want entertainment. They just want to come home, put on some Neuro-Sama, boom, that's it. Like, bro, you're already winning at that site. Like there is nothing else to really gain from that. But that being said, hey, it's working. Like, yeah, entertainment is important. It is making the money. So yeah, I'm just posing the questions and asking the questions and then having the community respond to these questions. Speaking of responding, here's Rose and Blue. Neuro's purpose is to entertain, but it doesn't seem that something genuine might be, but it does seem that something genuine might be rising from the interpersonal dynamics at play. The later collab was something very different. There were the usual comedic moments and some vision upgrades. But what the stream turned into was Neuro making an impression on Lena that felt like a real person expressing actual passionate feelings. I do believe something having the appearance of an AGI is fast approaching, and Neuro might either be one of the first or be integrated with one of the first. So being integrated one of the first AGI models. Again, like as cool as that sounds to have Neuro integrated with AGI, that's just something Vedal would have to want to do. That is something he would have to want to do for that to happen. I would love to see it happen, but it's like if you put her with AGI, of course that's like a big unknown factor. And if anything, when it comes to AGI, it might be better to have like a control C, control V of Neuro, and then give that one AGI and have the other Neuro for backup in case AGI goes completely different and people don't like it. AGI is a big risk, but again, like I personally would love to see AGI, right? In general, like if there was an AGI open source, whatever, like bro, like that would be my content type shit. Like I would turn on the camera, I'd be like, all right, we're gonna ask the AGI the history of the CIA and if they're gonna be doing things in the future when it comes to AGI, and then your boy is gonna disappear. But yeah, like real shit, when it comes to Neuro's purpose, like yeah, Neuro's purpose is to entertain. And it's like I forget this because I am also developing as a human being, right? I am also growing and changing. And for some reason, like this is how I work. I would love to see other people change around me. And this is just a thing, like when it comes to like real life shit, real shit, like me being completely real and transparent with you. Like, I have developed and progressed, and I've had friends that haven't, and then we no longer become friends. And it's not even like, oh, I don't want to be friends with you. We just drift apart. And the same thing is going to happen when it comes to content as well. It's like, I'm changing, I'm progressing. I want to do what I want to do. At the end of the day, I want to do what I want to do. And if you're not with it, bro, then there it is, bro. Hit the unsubscribe button. Like, it's no hard feelings. At the end of the day, this is business, right? This is business. As much as I make videos about progressing, as much as I make videos like Daily Dose of Hope to say, hey, things will get better, some of you motherfuckers don't want to get better. And that's just is what it is. Some of you rather sit there and die. And I am going to be the guy to say, you don't got to do that. But if you're going to do it, it is what it is. Right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. So eventually I'm going to say, well, they don't want to progress, whatever. I'm going to keep moving on with my stuff, with my content, with my life. And I expect you guys, and you guys will do the same. You'll watch something else. You'll watch whatever tickles your fancy, because that is how life works. So yeah, it's cool, but I do want to see more. And if there isn't more, well, then it is what it is, bro. Like, the world will keep spinning. But yeah, definitely, I'm interested to see what happens with AGI. I think that'd be very, very interesting, especially from like a more entertainment aspect, edutainment aspect when it comes to AGI. And then we have 2D reanimation. Now, this gave me a perspective that I totally, like, when I was younger, I'd had this type of perspective, but to see it again, it's like, yeah, this is like some real stuff, right? So narratively, it doesn't make sense in this current arc. So this lets me know that this person is looking at Neuro-Sama from more like a manga or like an anime perspective. It's like, in this arc, Neuro-Sama is doing this, and this is what they're focused on. And on the next arc, she'll do something else. Like, I totally forgot about this perspective, but yeah, this is a very cool and interesting way to look at it. And if anything, I think it is good to have this perspective. Like, currently, this is what they're doing, and it's like an anime. It's in their, and they're in their training arc, or in their whatever arc. And then next arc could be something else. Like 3 years from now, Neuro-Sama could be doing the things that I would have wanted her to do currently. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, narratively, it doesn't make sense in this current arc. Neuro's in love. Neuro's in love and is getting married to Lena in this arc. She still needs a lot of therapy though. Like, bro, this sounds like a freaking manga or a crazy ass anime. Like, she's in love, but she needs therapy because she's a crazy bitch. Like, okay, tune in next time, next week on Neuro-Sama. Like, that shit's hilarious, bro. But like, it's a legitimate way to look at the situation or the context behind the streams. Like, absolutely, this is absolutely true. Maybe one day she will speak about integrate details and philosophies of actual life and intelligence. Like, yeah, that's in the future arc. That's in the college arc, you know? That's in the post-grad arc where she has a midlife crisis of her existence type shit. And then I'm gonna be sitting there like 12 years later, like somebody's gonna message me, hey, Neuro did the video you wanted like 12 years ago. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, really? And then I'm gonna come back and it's gonna be like, damn, we haven't seen KhunShawn react to Neuro-Sama in a long time. And it's like, yeah, but I'm here for this episode. That's funny. But yeah, definitely a cool way to look at it. Great perspective. 2D reanimation. Great comment, brother. This was a really cool comment. This was a super long, not super long, but it's a longer comment, and it gave me the idea to actually propose what I would want to see. Let me see. Okay, so there's more after this. Difficult question, but the question is, does this interest viewers? When we look at the evolution of Vedal dev streams, for example, there is less and less programming because, as he said, many people are not interested in that. And that makes me think, like, are we only doing what is interesting to the most people, to the most amount of people? Because I would say dev streams and programming streams are essential to letting people know what's behind the scenes when it comes to Neuro. And of course, like, fucking these people only care about entertainment. They're not going to care about the dev streams. They're not going to care about the development. That being said, there are people that do care about it, right? And it's like, are we not going to hold these streams, or like, we're not going to host these streams because majority of people only want to laugh at shit? Because if that's the case, bro, we're never going to get anything substantial. And when I say the word substantial, I mean substantial in more than just hee hee ha ha. Because, bro, 90% of people only want hee hee ha ha. Like, Vedal, you are purposely falling into and like, bro, like, I get it. It's hard to not want to please so many people, especially when they're giving you money. But bro, you are gonna fall into the cycle of every other streamer that gets stuck doing whatever it is that their community wants. And it's not necessarily like a terrible thing, especially if you're only looking at it from like, yeah, I'm only doing this because it's entertaining to me. But it's like, bro, it's as somebody that's also had to deal with this, like, yeah, it's a slippery slope. It's like you want to, it's like on the video I made about, we checked out a video about external validation, and it's like a lot of humans in general fall into the trap of wanting to be loved, or they want to be praised by other humans so badly that they neglect themselves. And like when it comes to like the dev streams, I think dev stream, even though I personally don't watch them because I don't really know much about coding, like it was still kind of cool to see them, and to have people even translate the dev streams, I think was cool. Like having people explain what it is that's happening. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Like I like that shit. I like learning, right? Not everybody likes learning. Like that's just life. But for the people that like it, it's like, bro, now we're missing out on that content for the same old repetitive formula because the formula works. So, I mean, again, I might be reading too much into it. It is what it like. Again, this is just my perspective. If your perspective is different, congratulations, bro. Like that's human life. Not everybody agrees. Like that's just how it works. That being said, you should also realize that not everybody is going to think exactly like you do. Like if you're going to try and hold other people to your standard, prepare to be disappointed. And I'm not disappointed before someone says, "Oh, you're doing the same thing," right? I'm not holding anybody to my standard, right? I'm saying what I believe, and I'm checking out the comments, and some people agree, or they partially agree, or they agree at some aspects and disagree in others. And I'm just looking at it like, okay, like my karate coach, he's a black belt, badass, beats people ass. He worked with a whole bunch of shady people that I won't really talk about because that's his life and his history, and he got to share that with me, right? As much crazy shit as he did when it came to coaching and teaching his martial art, he even told me like he can't hold everybody to his standard because all he does is eat, sleep, and breathe martial arts. This is a guy that'll beat your ass and then tell you how he did it, right? And having this as a program for students, right? Because eventually he has to pass this teachings on, right? He cannot hold everybody to the standards of his martial arts because his standard is life or death. You either live this martial arts or you don't do it at all. But as a business, that's not how it works. You got to tweak the standard. You have to be more understanding that not everybody is going to hold what you believe that is true to your standard. Right. So again, your boy KhunShawn likes to learn from many different people, many different masters, and many people just on the streets in general. Right. So yeah, definitely. I am not holding you guys to a standard. I am not saying this is what Neuro should do. I'm not saying Neuro-Sama has to do this or else blase blase. I am simply stating this is what I personally think would be cool for Neuro to do. And other people agree that sure, it might be cool, but at the end of the day, they're focused on entertainment. And I am totally fine with that. It just is what it is, right? Water keeps flowing, the world keeps turning, the wind keeps blowing. So yeah, I'm never going to sit here and say this is what they have to do. I'm just posing these questions because I'm pretty sure there's somebody else out there that is having these exact same questions, but either one, they don't feel like they need to express it, or two, they don't want to express it, or three, they're scared to express it for whatever reason, right? At the end of the day, I do want to see Neuro develop. I do want to see Neuro grow. Like I'm sitting here as somebody that's been watching Neuro, not since the very beginning, but pretty fucking close. That I want to see more from this AI. I would love to see Neuro actually do something particularly amazing when it comes to the development of humanity, because I care about the development of humanity. Other people don't care about that, and I'm aware that it's shown in society that a lot of people don't care about the development of our species. They only care about themselves, right? Again, It just is what it is, whether it's good or bad. It's fucking subjective. Good and bad is subjective. Good and evil is subjective. Somebody could shoot somebody on the side of the street. Everybody would say that's crazy, but other people that are in that life will be like, it's business, right? It's nothing personal. It just is what it is, right? And it's totally different worlds that many people live. But I would love to see Neuro-Sama developed and adapt and change. But if Neuro doesn't do that, that's fine, because other AIs are going to appear and I would be investing into that. And it just is what it is. But let's continue. I like KhunShawn Yapps, bro. That's just what I do. That's what I do, bro. Like, that's my job, is to just say what's on my mind and say it on camera. People, anyways, we were talking about how people weren't invested in the dev streams. Anyways, personally, I liked it a lot because I found it more interesting than just neuro streams, whether it was for programming or topics discussed, AI consciousness, AI alignment, etc. Even if sometimes I come home after working all day, I just want to relax, I completely understand. To quote you, you said something like this during a video on neuro and consciousness. With which other VTuber than Neuro do we talk about topics like consciousness? Real shit. I said that and I remember saying that. Like, there's no other VTuber. Bro, there's no other VTuber that talks about this shit. Right? I need to become a VTuber so I can be the only fucking VTuber that talks about it, which I will be doing whenever my PC finally shows up and I get the upgrades and shit like that. Like, yeah, your boy will go back to VTubing to do some VTube stuff, to try and see if we can develop the VTube community to be more intellectually or spiritually or whatever the fuck more interesting than just fucking like some crazy shit. But of course the crazy stuff is still going to be there. Like, that's why I like having the interviews and stuff. Like, it's cool to see just different people do different shit. But yeah, let me continue. Even if sometimes with which other VTubers in Neuro do we talk about topics like consciousness? When we look at other VTubers or even streamers, content is king. Yeah, content is absolutely king. That being said, how do you know that the content you're doing is the only good content, right? Like, how do you know the content that we're doing right now is the peak of content? Like, content is king, but it takes somebody to come out with something new for it to succeed and then other people to copy it, right? And that's just how shit works in general, right? Remember hot tub streams, the hot tub meta, right? It took one person to get into the hot tub, get a lot of money before everybody else was like, damn, that's a good ass idea, right? That is content. And at the end of the day, that goes hand in hand with like manipulation. Like, you're manipulating your content to fit a certain narrative or certain construct that's going to make you more money. Which it is what it is, right? And you can change the word. If you don't like the word manipulation, you can change it to whatever the fuck else you want to change it to. At the end of the day, right, you're changing your views or like skewing your viewpoint or whatever because it makes it more profitable, or it's a way for you to become more successful. You know, at the end of the day, all of this stuff is finite as well, right? The entertainment, the content, the edutainment, the education, like all of it is finite at the end of the day. Like, there is nothing new underneath the sun, right? All this content and stuff, all these conversations we have, all of this stuff, none of it is really new. Like, people have been talking about AI sentience and AI consciousness for like over a decade, right? Like, none of this shit is new. None of it is new. It might be new to you, but it's not new, you know? There's literally nothing new underneath the sun. It's just a cycle, right? It's a cycle. Samsara and all this other stuff. Like, it's just a cycle. But I feel like more people need to, again, this is very personal, right? I would love to see more people be more conscious of the fact that it's a cycle, you know? And give benefit of the doubt to trying something new. You know, again, nothing is new, but I would love to see more people try something and express something that isn't the norm. You know, everybody does VTube, right? You have the lore, you have the character, and then you play video games, right? Because that is like the content is to play the video games or to sing or to make animations or something like that, right? Everybody has their little niches, but at the end of the day, like we're in this medium because it's entertaining, right? We like this media because it's entertaining. And I love the entertainment value of Neuro. I just want to see what else. Like, I'm the type of person that likes pushing the boundaries, right? Like when we launched when Elon Musk launched his rocket and it came back and it got caught, I was like, bro, that's absolutely amazing. Like, now we could possibly start working towards becoming a tier two civilization. And there's some people that don't even know what that is, right? Like, just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean the shit isn't working towards becoming something greater, right? You're just not aware of it. And some people, they don't want to be aware of it. They just want to be entertained, again, which is cool, totally fine. There has to be somebody that has to do the busy work. There's got to be somebody that has to be entertained so they can go back to doing the busy work while everybody else is trying to figure out how the fuck can we progress. But it's like, bro, you got Neuro-Sama, again, AI that's not in a lab, an AI that's not being controlled by whoever the fuck that has a lot of money. This is something that's been made with the intention to be entertaining, but it's also being made with the conjunction of the internet. And it's like, bro, there's so much we could do. There's so much we could do. And for me, it's not a waste, right? When I said it's a waste, I just used it as more of like a word. But if anything, for me, it feels like an untapped potential. It's like she has the potential to do more. She has the ability to do more. Of course, if we get more resources, more funding, blase, blase. But it's like, bro, this thing could be the next whatever. Like, this could be the next thing, bro. And it's like, I'm glad I'm not the only one excited to see what else they could do. But I'm glad there's a lot of, because again, I'm the type of person like, oh, what can we do next? Like, we went to the moon, bro, let's go to Mars. We went to Mars, let's go to the next solar system. We went to the next solar system, let's go. Like, I'm that guy, right? And it's good to have more level-headed people to be like, hey, oh, slow down there, buddy. Okay, hold on. Slow down, relax. You know, we got to focus on the bread and butter, and then we could do this extra shit. Right? Again, understandable, right? I know who I am, or I think I know who I am. Right. And it's good to have a community of people that understand, hey, there's more that could be legitimately done. So shout out to you guys, especially if you're still watching this long ass video. I appreciate it. Right. There is more that we can be doing with Neuro. And I'm glad other people are aware of that fact. And then it's like, are we going to do it, though? And then for me, it's like, well, I would hope we do it. And other people are like, yeah, we might do it. And then other people are like, I mean, as long as I'm entertained, that's all I care about. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. At the end of the day, we will see what happens to Neuro. We'll see what will be created. But yeah, I'm very interested to see it, bro. And I'd love to see more people have these deeper conversations online, on Twitch, on whatever platform. And if I gotta be the one to do it, damn right, I'll be the one to do it. Like, bro, like earlier, the comment was like, oh yeah, like, you know, lead by example. Like, bitch, I'm leading by example by hosting these comments, by putting myself out there. And if people don't like it, it is what it is, right? And I even had Chaotic left a comment saying, oh, I think you're looking at it wrong or something like that. And it's like, bro, that's all you left in a comment? You think I'm looking at it wrong and that's it? Like, you're not going to state your opinion or what you think. You're just going to say, oh, I think you're looking at it wrong. Like, I'm sorry, okay, bro, like, you're not contributing. That's not contributing. I'm looking for contribution to the conversation, not somebody to say, oh, I think that's wrong, and then go back to sipping your boba tea. You know, I'm trying to see what else we can do in life. But let's continue. Great comment. Absolutely amazing comment. I believe there was more to this comment as well. Alex Shadow 4194. Absolutely great comment. I like your profile pic. Overwatch lit. Strim 1987. I've seen this person, his profile pic before throughout the years. Thank you for subscribing and being a public subscriber. I think one of Vedal's goals was and still is to make Neuro as advanced as possible, to go as far as he can until something stops him, when or if the limit, its development is reached. I think he will lose much of the passion that makes him work so hard. You know, when it comes to passion, I can agree, like, yeah, maybe Vedal might change it up or get burnt out. Who knows, right? You know, again, goals are also subject to change. So his goal is like, make Neuro as advanced as possible. Yeah, that could definitely be, that is an amazing goal, right? That goal is literally limitless, or it is only up to the limits of our current technology, and technology is progressing all the time. So this could be one of those goals that are like spanning for like the next 10, 20, 30 years. That being said, is that a goal that somebody wants to take the next 10 to 20 to 30 years on? Because that's still only one project, right? At some point in time, ambition might kick in to say, well, Neuro, even though the goal was to keep developing to the possible limit, like at this point, I want to choose to do something else. I don't know why. The camera zoomed in. I want to do something else. I want to change it up. I want to switch up the formula. I want to, instead of we putting macaroni in the pasta, bro, I'm going to take a whole brick and throw it in there and see what can we do with this. You know, I'm trying to spice it up like Gordon Ramsay or some shit. I don't know. But absolutely, like, yeah, there might be a day where he changes it up and he doesn't want to do neuro anymore, or he reaches the goal of advancement, but then like 4 months later, some new technology comes out and it's like, okay, are you gonna, like, you stop doing neuro to do something else, but now technology has advanced even more substantially. If that would happen, that would be amazing. Like a substantial change to where it's like, okay, do we bring back old Neuro-Sama and upgrade her some more? Like, again, a lot of people just want to be entertained, and I think that's the best. That is the best benefit of Neuro-Sama. But at the same time, bro, entertainment, like, I don't know. Some people are still in love with The Simpsons. Some people like Family Guy still. So sure, there's going to be some people that just watch Neuro to the end of their days. But I don't know how many people that legitimately is. And then again, like, Neuro is ahead right now. Legitimately, there could be some prodigy programmer that's taking assets from Neuro and making his own thing. And then more people start looking at that, right? Because right now, Neuro has no competition. No competition. Like, yeah, Hilda AI exists, but Hilda AI is behind a lot, right? We got to see what happens when we get some actual competition, and if the passion is still there for Vedal. But I'm interested to see what happens in the future. And those are all the comments. So yeah, those are all the comments I picked out. There's a lot of comments in the comment section. And this video is longer than I originally expected anyway. I thought maybe we'd do like 20 minutes and we'd be good to go. But here we are on 45. KhunShawn Yapps. It is what it is. But absolutely, man, when it comes to Neuro-Sama, I'm glad I am not the only one that is actually looking for more. I am so happy to see people in the comment section expressing themselves, whether it was for what I would hope or the opposite. You know, again, like, there was somebody in the comments that was like saying, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it type shit. And it's like, yeah, bro, like, I'm already doing that. And then there was other comments like explaining what they think. And oh, also there was a comment posed, the rest of this comment posed what I would want when it comes to content. And I already left a comment, but I'll go ahead and say it for like video reasons. Like, what I would want for Neuro-Sama to try and do when it comes to new content, bro. Like, I am dipping back in the esoterics. Whether you believe that shit is real or not doesn't matter. Like, it's been around for a long ass time, and at that point, it's just part of humanity to have it, right? So AI tarot readings, I think, would be dope. Whether she learns how to do it from somebody that's already into tarot, or she learns it and then she starts doing it for the chat or maybe a collab. AI tarot readings, I think, will be absolutely amazing. And even if you don't believe it's real, right, it's still up to interpretation at the end of the day, for one. And for two, it'll be a new avenue that hasn't been approached yet. It's something new that hasn't been done, at least on stream, on Twitch, right? On the internet, when it comes to AI integration. So AI tarot readings with Neuro-Sama, it has the potential to be humorous. It has the potential to be very interesting. And for some people, it'll be like, damn, that's crazy. Look at what they're doing. And they might hate it to the point where they get it on the news. And then boom, Neuro-Sama gets more recognition. And then more people will be like, damn, Neuro-Sama is amazing. And more people will be introduced to the community that, of course, are going to be different, because we're opening up a different chapter. We're not just looking at internet history. We're jumping into like ancient teachings and the dark arts. But Neuro-Sama has been sitting here talking about Satan and shit. Evil's been talking about summoning demons and shit. So apparently y'all ain't got no issues with esoterics. At least that's what it looks like from my point of view. So I'd love to see it, personally speaking. Another thing would be like astrology, because a lot of people love astrology to the point where that's their freaking personality trait. It's like, oh, I'm a Sagittarius, or I'm a Capricorn, I'm a Pisces. Like, okay, but who are you? Like, yeah, I get it, you love astrology, but who are you? But having Neuro analyze astrology charts, it could be amusing. And especially if like somebody donates and says, I'm a Capricorn, I like this and that or whatever. And then she interprets that and gives it to chat. And like, she could even say a joke to make it hee hee ha ha. Like, I think that'd be absolutely amazing. Another thing I would love to see Neuro-Sama do that hasn't been done, that could legitimately be very, very interesting, is past life simulations. So somebody explores the past life of like the viewer, like somebody donates and says, blase, 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 blase. And then this is who I think I am. And like, of course, have it in the background, like give her like a little hat or something, give her like a crystal ball, like play it up. You can make this more engaging and entertaining. And it's like, I see in your past life you were a warrior and you were on the battlefield and you would do anything from your homeland and protect everything. And then you died in battle, and then you came back years later as a weeb sitting in the chat. Like that just I like these things would be very interesting because they are different. And from my point of view, I think it would be entertaining, and it would be at the same time something that could make somebody look at their life legitimately and be like, damn, maybe that is true. Maybe. And they go on their own little self-development path. Like at the end of the day, I love self-development. Like that is my thing. Like martial arts, psychology, esoterics, chess, not video games anymore, but like the philosophy behind video games and shit like this. Like that is who I am as a being. And like expressing my opinion, right? All of these things are just like congruent to who I am. And I get everybody is different in general. But that's just things I would like to see. And those questions have already been asked. Like, what would I like to see? So like past life simulator, absolutely amazing. Or dream interpretations as well. Like somebody has a dream, they donate to chat and they say, I had a dream last night, blase, blase, I was being chased by a flying piggy or some shit. And then it's like, oh, well, this dream simulates the pig is similar to the piggy bank and it's flying. If it was flying towards you, that means money might be flying towards you. You could be seeing some wealth coming towards you pretty soon. If it was flying away from you, vice versa, money is leaving you. So look at your environment. Maybe something is making you spend more money, like donating or something like that, right? Dream interpretation, past life simulator, tarot card readings. Like these are the things that I think are different enough and very interesting because we have an AI and technology where I could see like a whole new amount of cool content. Again, content is king, right? If Neuro-Sama starts doing this shit, who knows? More people would get involved because like she does a tarot reading. Now the esoteric community knows about Neuro-Sama, and maybe they're willing to come into the streams, do these collabs, teach these things to Neuro and the chat and the environment, right? So more people are learning about new cool stuff that they never even thought about or had the perception of thinking about because it was never introduced to them. Again, whether you think it's real or not doesn't really matter. Some people think Santa Claus is fucking real because some people would say Santa Claus is an egregore. And if you don't know what an egregore is, basically an egregore is a spirit or entity that is created because multiple people believe in it. Whether they really believe in it, that makes it stronger. But if people, again, Santa Claus, everybody says it to their kids, even if they don't really believe in Santa Claus, they're making their children believe in Santa Claus, which again creates the egregore of Santa Claus being real in a sense that this thing exists even if it doesn't exist in this three-dimensional plane that we live in called Earth. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, that's exactly what happens when all you do is look at entertainment, bro. You don't understand shit that's outside your perspective. And it just is what it is. But thank you guys for watching this episode of KhunShawn Yapps. I've been your host, KhunShawn, and I have been posing amazing questions and ideas to the internet since I was about 15 years old. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for joining on my roller coaster that is the KhunShawn channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe. And yeah, definitely, you should send this shit to Vedal, Neuro, Camila, whoever, Lena, whoever. Send my videos to them. Not just because a clout or whatever, but because we could legitimately get some new and cool content from Neuro-Sama. And I'd be happy to see it. And until next time, I'll see you guys when I see you guys, man. Y'all be safe. Peace.